Welcome back to my channel, Famous and Fabulous. You will, and most likely, a lot of other people, might believe that being Elon Musk's child one of the most well-known and wealthy guys, having a dot in the world is a rare honor. But the truth is very different for his son, XAEA12. Musk is known as the real Tony Stark of the 21st century, in real life wealthy and genius who changed how we travel in space, and electric cars are pretty popular these days. Changing the way tech is done. And now he's in politics. He's always been one to speak up and be heard, even if other billionaires would rather don't talk. His life has pretty much public thanks to his many, the wins and the problems putting and one of those around him. Unfortunately, disputes began, with his personal life from the list of women with whom he has children to the how many kids he has and reports of. He really can't be a good person. Father, because of the long-distance ship he owns with his own father, a lot more to Musk's personal life than what people can now see that these problems have. They linked up with XAA12. Let's look at the problems he was having, has been through the stories about his life and the tough, stressful times for him and his family in May 2020. People all over the world paid attention to Elon Musk and the Canadian singer Grimes as they had their first child together. When Musk casually said the Twitter about the birth of his son blew up with interest, and there was talk that it all started when a Twitter. Someone asked what was going on with Grimes while she was giving birth. Musk was known for his short answers, just a few answers. After hours, he followed up with another tweet. Mum and baby are fine. A lot of fans quickly left comments, not only congrats, but also the biggest. When someone asked what's his name was Musk, without a doubt, they replied with a tweet that left everyone got XAE mixed up. In the end, A2, Grimes explained what their son's name means. She said, X stands for the unknown. When AE talks about math and science from Old English and some Nordic languages. But in this case, it stands for the idea of artificial intelligence and the love in a bunch of different languages in Japanese. Musk helped with the A12 part. It has to do with Archangel 12 and an earlier SR-71 Blackbird that is fast, and Grimes called it a quiet plane. Great in battle, peaceful. It's interesting that the AN also had something personal to Grimes. It was an honor. To the Archangel is a song by British Burial, is an electronic artist. And Shionsi said it was one of her all-time thoughts on likes. While this explanation answered some questions, but one remained. How do you even say the name Musk? Grimes had a little different how to say it. Grimes said it's just X like the letter X. Then AI said AI. Musk, on the other hand, told a different story he talked about the Joe Rogan experience. It's just the letter X. The AE is called Ash, and then A12 is what made the difference in using the right words, only made the UN normal name was even more interesting. But there was a big issue that California law doesn't address. Let names have numbers or symbols in them, on birth cards based on. State rules say that legal names can only have 26. There are English letters on this. This means that XAEA12 couldn't be signed up instead of picking a Musk, and Grimes came up with a whole new name. A small change to follow the law changed 12 to Roman numbers, making it was XAE a twine. And Grimes even said she liked the new one better, adding, the truth be told, Roman numbers look better, even with the change in the law. Baby X's. Things would never be normal in her life. As the son of one of the most famous people in the world, well-known tech barons and a known industrialist, his childhood would be not like most kids at all. Musk has always backed hands-on learning and has said bad things about traditional going to schools instead of sending his kids there, sending kids to regular schools. He set up Ad Astra is a unique school that focuses on how to think critically and solve problems. X goes to Ad Astra, which makes it likely that he will go in the same direction as his father when he got his first name. Announced it shocked a lot of people though. More parents have choosing technology from the future names in the past few years. As AI virtual, the real world and space travel mix. Everyday life names. That once, things that seem strange are getting more agreed. that when X grows up, the world will be. Being careful to see what kind of person he is, finds out. If he follows in his father's footsteps, looks at the arts or forges his own unique path, more parents are picking future and strange babies' names that come from science and space. Things like AI, VR, and space travel names that have become common do things that used to seem strange more often. His name might have seemed strange at first, but it perfectly shows a tomorrow. Anything is possible as it grows. People will be interested to see his way, whether he gets his father's genius looks into the arts or sets out on his own unique journey. One thing is sure, that his name has already been used. Impact. Musk has a special connection with his son. X is different from most kids. X has often seen with his dad at Musk has big meetings and events coming up. Did not hide their friendship from the public. From the beginning, and never tried to hide. X marks their closeness. From the spotlight, Bond doesn't seem like a normal guy. Some people think it's a father-son bond. Could have something to do with Musk's feeling lonely as a child and grow up. He might want to make sure X never goes through the same. A small group of people can really know how strongly they are attached. Even though their relationship seems to be very personal, and some experts say there could also be a political side to it. Kurt Braddock, a professor of public how to talk at American University, shows that Musk's often in public showing up with X could be a planned effort to change how people see him. Braddock calls it a usual way to using family life as a political tool to seem more real, because Musk is often seen as a strange visionary who presents himself as being a loving father. Helps with that image. Experts also think that showing that he is a father might serve as a diversion by drawing attention to his part as a loving dad. Musk may be changing, stay away from conflicts about his personal or work-life living in a time when people think important that his son might act as an unspoken, protecting smell from more accessible while taking the focus off from criticize Musk's choice to bring X to discussions about important events, mostly when it comes to places not usually thought to be good for kids' children, like Musk, who took his son to a meeting with Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Erdogan is a boss who is known for his strict rules, but that's not all. Dolan in 2024. A picture of X sitting on Musk's video of shoulders at a Tesla event went viral. He was wearing a sweater and a blazer. Seemed like a small version of his dad. I was in the middle of a serious business event. While most kids his age, we learned to read this. Made people wonder if Musk was making a statement, or does he just want to, always, have his son with him? Some people also think these father-son moments may be used to take your mind off of. There are arguments about smell, whether about his personal life or business. If Musk brings X to public events to turn their attention away from criticism while also making himself look more likable. His choice to have his ex-girlfriend with him at a lot of important meetings have caught the eyes of many, especially in places where kids don't usually go. There are still people there who Musk has a close relationship with his son. He has talked about how special X is, his rocky friendship with his older friend, child named Vivian Jenner Wilson, officially changed her name to Viviname and said in public that she no longer wanted to be close to her father in any way. Gap in gender identity and are totally cut off from him. Musk often shown sadness over this. He says is the woke virus to blame. Some think he turned his child against him. His constant being with X could be a way to deal with losing Vivian, either as a way to stress that he was still a father or as a subconscious way to hold onto a family bond he lost when he was just X, who is 4 years old, plays a big part in Musk's life as a kid. And as a picture of Musk himself, the billionaire talks a lot about the future. Legacy from his plans to settle Mars, to show his support for artificial intelligent person, X, who seems at ease during the places his dad takes him, could show Musk's idea of consistency for a child growing up in AB technology and power impact. Is Musk's love for X just because they love each other? A smart PR move or an answer to his past? There isn't a clear answer, but one thing that is certain, X is a big part of Musk's story of his life. Whether people think of him as a neatly placed sign or just a time will tell how much you love your child. This just happened, a moment X got a lot of attention online. Hagava's smart answer to his dad's question that makes people respond. The moment shared in a film on Musk's X platform Twitter used to get both praise and debate on the web. Musk asks his son, "What in the video should I do without Think the Young?" The boy responds with confidence, "Save America." After being pleased by his son's answer, Musk come up with a new question and do. The little boy was as innocent as a child, quickly replied, "Help with the brief." But a striking exchange set off social, the media buzzing about Musk fans, and many of the critics responded in different ways. People on X gave the boy some. It was easier to understand what he said. More than most kids his age, one user joked that X was smarter than most. There were people there who thought the boy was displaying early signs of kindness, having called his answer famous, and a good parent sign-off on the other hand. Doubters asked if X really heard what he was saying, or if he was just saying words he already knew heard at home. The debate goes on with, a lot of people saw the moment in very different ways that young children usually don't understand difficult subjects that claims that Musk's impact on his, at that moment, son could be seen clearly. Even though the kids of famous people and the media often focus on rich, pay attention to X's part in public debate seems different from most kids who are kept out of the trouble. X has become an important part of Musk's public image, whether he's on his dad's lap or not, when going on interviews or showing up at events. Musk himself is a very public figure. He doesn't shy away from talking about a lot of things, from talking about how hard life is in the past, the present, and even after, and what part technology would play. Whether it's good or bad. For instance, his choice to buy Twitter right now, X, was driven by his thought that less power over how people make choices, take a stand that becomes one of the most controversial in the last few years. So, it shouldn't be a surprise that the words his son spoke hit home with. People who liked Musk saw them as an image of the billionaire's own beliefs. This brings up an interesting, the question has X's. Growing influence in Musk's shows and the media happen naturally, or is it something you choose? Whether it was meant to be or not, Musk's decision to let the public see his son, some people argue about how people look. A lot of people think he does this on purpose, so he would seem more real to people, a lot like leaders who show up with to get their kids to talk to voters. These times with X might help soften Musk's public image is often contentious. This new video going viral adds to a design that makes it look like Musk's. He doesn't just talk to his son about relaxed, but they also shape how people see you. X is only 4 years old, but he is already playing a special role in public talks. Because most kids his age are interested in toys and cartoons, he is with business leaders from around the world, executives and politicians, whether he has caused trouble, whether it was planned or not. Talks that were way beyond his years, which makes people wonder what effect he might have in the future. Right? Remain an important part of Musk's. Could he one day taking charge of his father's huge empire? Or even try to get government power? One thing is for sure, little X has already made an impression on him. The shocking words of innocence X have brought up both debate and laughter, like his dad does a lot of the time. And taking a look at Musk's pain is another reason why his ex-girlfriend was with him. A lot of it could be stronger than strategic. A sad time in Musk's life was the death of his first son, Nevada. It broke my heart. Alexander Musk. Family event. Musk, found out for his big goals and technological achievements, has sometimes been shared. Having had personal and painful events. Some things are still mostly unknown. Like, this is the death of his first child. Nevada was born healthy, which made everyone happy. They had hope, but tragedy struck by surprise when they were only 10 weeks old. He died of sudden baby death syndrome. SIDS is a terrible and unknown illness that causes babies who seemed healthy to die in. They fall asleep without being told. This is what the Mayo Clinic says about SIDS. The sudden death of a baby often taking place while you sleep when there is no known reason. It's still one of the most terrible things that happen to parents. It is thought that some things will make this chance of having sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS kids who are born with a low birth weight, who have been sick with respiratory illnesses, All people born with brain problems that breathe are more likely to get sick, based on statistics. Baby boys are at a higher size is even more likely to happen to girls. Even worse is how quickly it happens. One right now the baby is soundly sleeping, the next thing you know, they're gone. Alerts that they can't be saved, only grief and shock. And question for Musk and his wife at the time. It was impossible for Justine to lose Nevada. It hurt one day when they became parents. Full of hopes for their son's future. The next they were dealing with a terrible loss that words really couldn't explain it. Even though Musk is open about a lot of things about his personal and work life, Musk doesn't talk about Nevada very often. Not often talk about his sadness or the effects of losing his first child. But in 2018, a rare moment of a weakness showed up when he swapped emails with a father, James, who is sad Riley, whose teenage son had died in a fatal car accident while driving a Tesla Model S. After the terrible event, Riley turned to Tesla is holding the company accountable for the death of his son. In his answer, Musk wrote of his deepest concern. It's awful to lose. This simple but strong sentence showed a very private side of Musk. His words had personal weight to them. Feel the terrible pain of losing. Child, a sadness he had mostly kept to himself. Secret in the same trade, Musk shared an upsetting fact about his own loss. My eldest son died in my guns. This one sentence paints a terrible picture of him holding his child as life went away without any control. To put an end to it, because that moment was so raw, hard to understand even for those who have been through loss. Although Musk doesn't talk much about Nevada, it's clear that this tragedy, deeply lost a child, is something that changed him. That changes a person for good. Think that this early heartbreak changed how Musk looked at life in some. Some people think that his unwavering desire to try new things and reach the impossible may be part of his way of. He was able to deal with trying to change the world. Could also be trying to get away from their sadness. That once filled him with Musk's approach to being a dad seems deeply. Because of his past, he has many kids. And while he keeps some things, certain parts of his private life, bond with ex-spouse that can be seen, may partly show feeling the pain of Nevada, losing a mind need to treasure the times when no parent should ever have to lose despite his huge fame around the world. A lot of wealth and power below thee. The typical picture of a wealthy businessman is a dad who used to hold his son for. The last time I felt his little heartbeat loss doesn't go away, some stay with you forever. Mark one that can't be erased by time, ex-Musk's son, who is 4 years old, with Grimes is the first of 3 kids. They say that there are reports that X is having mental problems because of the length of his name, which was made fun of on the internet, and this makes people worry in real life about what it might mean for him as Grimes and Musk grow up to be known for accepting what's different from their unknown connection to their thoughts from the future. Even the way they're named, they let their kids break rules, providing their own unique view on life. Grimes and Musk have 3 kids, each with a strange and unique name, the same as their parents. And the being funny got even better when Musk and Grimes later said what their second son's name was. Techne Mechanicus. The web couldn't. It looked like the couple had stepped up their effort to future names that don't make sense. It brings up an interesting question. How do these kids feel about their names? As they get bigger, will they accept their unique names? Or will they eventually want something easier? Not like famous kids with names like North Saint or Sam, Musk and Grimes. The names of children stand out. Even more, a name is a very important part of. It's not hard to figure out who someone is. Let's say that XAEA12 Tekken Mechanicus and their brother or sister Exod Dark Citadel Musk might have something different happen with their names than kids with the names Michael or Emily. They're probably going to grow up filled with a mix of love, interested in, and maybe even confused with names that make people want to talk. Right away, Musk and Grimes might not have picked them. In order to stand out, they chose two names could show what their bigger goal is. Things that life technology and the future will. Musk has always stressed pushing progress for humanity, whether through Tesla's electric cars, and SpaceX's plan to settle Mars building models, or a Neuralink brain machine, similar to Grimes's interaction with her music from the future, and art influenced by AI wants to blend things together a lot. By giving people and technology giving their kids such strange names, they might be letting you know that they seize a part of this world of the future, shaped by AI space travel and improvements above and beyond what we can do. Think of a common name for them today. This picture might not work for everyone. Names like X2 and Xod. Darksider Rail seems strange right now, but in the future could fit right in for now. The world looks on with interest as Musk, and when Grimes's kids get older, will they accept the vision of the future behind their names, or will they pick something easier when putting in themselves? No matter what happens, issue that their names have already made. They are a part of a bigger talk about identify tech and how the two work together are getting more linked up. Whether finds the internet's responses by XAEA 12 funny or gets tired of the endless video jokes. Time will tell, but one thing, it is clear that he will never be forgotten. Name.